with this question, my goal is to make you smarter and more intelligent. And the only way we can accomplish this is to make sure you solve this question on your own. Or at least try to do it and get as close to the answer as possible. You're presented with the squares 1, 2, 3, and then comes the missing square. Each square that you see has multiple shapes inside. Your choices for the answers are choice A, B, C, and D. And as you might have guessed, the shapes are organized in a sequence, and your goal is to determine which shape comes next. I know, it's tempting just to rewind the video and look up the answer right away. But let me ask you this, did you come here for the answer? Or did you come to actually learn how to solve these types of questions? Remember, there is no substitute for hard work. With that in mind, let's try to do it together. On this channel, we aim to help you to learn cognitive skills by figuring out problems yourself. So let me help you. Let me help you by boosting your motivation a little. And I will try to do it by inspiring you to be the best version of yourself. Try to remember Mary Wollstonecraft's quote, "The beginning is always today." It means that even if you haven't done it in the past, you can try to solve this challenge on your own, and you can start doing it today. In fact, I think you can start doing it right now. Have a fresh start, encourage yourself, be curious, persevere through challenges, and continuously seek personal growth through hard work and perseverance. Was it helpful? I see. It sounds like you may need more help. Let me give you a hint to boost you in the stratosphere. Please take a close look inside the square. Each square has multiple different shapes. Is it possible that each shape follows a certain pattern? Still don't know how to do it? Well, let me give you one more hint, but that's it. After that, you need to solve it on your own. You see those small circles? Let's look closely in the first square. In the first square, in the upper left, there is one small circle. And in the bottom right, there are two small circles. Now count those circles in the second square, and then in the third square. Well, I think you've got it now. Remember that it's perfectly okay to pause the video and reflect on the problem when you look for patterns. And I have full confidence that you can really solve it on your own. Time's up. Are you ready with your answer? I truly hope that you did the best you can, and we can compare the answers now. The problem we're looking at is called diagramming reasoning, and typically in these types of problems there are multiple patterns. So the pattern I shared with you in the hint is the pattern of small dots. In fact, you can see that the number of small dots or circles on each side is increased by 1 each time, and the dots also swap sides. Let's look closely at each square. Square number 1 has 1 dot in the upper left corner, and in the bottom right there are 2 dots. Now let's look at the square 2. We see 2 dots in the upper right and then 3 dots in the bottom left. You see that the dots went from 1 to 2 on the upper side and from 2 to 3 in the bottom side. It probably doesn't come to you as a surprise that in the third square you see 2 dots converting into 3 dots on the upper side and 3 dots becoming 4 dots in the bottom side. Can you guess how many dots the final target shape will have? I'm pretty sure you are. It will have 4 dots in the upper side and 5 dots in the bottom side. And the only 2 choices that match this pattern are choices C and D, which means that we need to detect other patterns to solve this challenge. Let's look at the football-like oval shape, which inside the square alternates its position between the corners. You see that oval goes from 2 o'clock to 11 o'clock and then back to 2 o'clock, so the target oval will be at 11 o'clock. But this pattern for this particular shape, even though it's easily detectable, it's not helpful, because all choices A, B, C, and D, they all have the oval in the right spot, which means that we need to look at the medium-sized circles. And there are 2 of them. One is the hollow circle and one is the solid circle. And as you can see when you look closely, both circles, solid and hollow, move from one corner to another corner of the square counterclockwise. Knowing this pattern, let's take a look at the square 3. You see that the solid circle is at 11 o'clock corner and the hollow circle is at 5 o'clock, which means that in the missing shape, the solid circle will be at 8 o'clock and the hollow circle will be at 2 o'clock. And this also means that the correct answer here to this question is choice D. It's hard to deny what motivational speaker Les Brown once said. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss it, you will land among the stars. So let's set ambitious goals for yourself with that question, pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone and aiming for excellence. You need to determine the relationship between two objects. The first pair of objects is triangle versus circle. Based on the relationship between these two objects, you need to calculate the relationship of diamond which has pentagons inside. Your choices for the answers are choice A, B, C, and D, which means that all you need to do is select the right answer. Well, I might know what you're about to say about the difficulty of this question. But remember, facing a challenging question on the assessment test can feel daunting, but every obstacle is an opportunity for your growth. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, trust in your abilities, and approach this question with determination and resilience. Together, we will navigate through this challenge and emerge stronger on the other side. Time's up. Are you ready to show your answer? As you approach answering this question, remember that the journey of your self-improvement is paved with challenges, and for a good reason. Whether your answer is correct or not, each of your attempts makes you strengthen your skills and resilience, bringing you closer to success. And remember, to succeed, you need to explore and learn, recognizing that errors are stepping stones to your success. Speaking about errors, the most common mistake test takers make in this question is pattern misunderstanding. A lot of times, people trying to solve this challenge without fully understanding sequence of shape transformations in this pattern. And the pattern here consists of three important rules. Outside object is reduced in size, rotated 180 degrees, maintaining the color. Let's look at the triangle. On the left, triangle is full size, and on the right, there are three triangles, the same color, but they are rotated 180 degrees and reduced in size. The second important consideration is that the number of inside objects remains the same after the transformation. On the left, we see three small circles, and on the right, we see three small triangles. So the number 3 is the same on both sides. And the third consideration is that inside object is enlarged without changing the color. The dark gray circle on the left is enlarged to the larger circle without changing the color. Because choices A, B, C, and D look so similar, let's pay special attention on how to calculate the answer. And let's apply the pattern rules we just learned to the final object. So the first consideration is that in the new object, the diamond will be reduced in size. The second consideration is that pentagon will be enlarged and rotated 180 degrees. And then the third rule is that the number of inside objects will remain 2, as it is in the original object. Based on all of these calculations, the correct answer here is choice D. Let's dive into an amazing cognitive assessment test question that not only enhances your analytical abilities, but also improves your valuable problem-solving skills you can apply to solve real-life problems. You're presented with 3 squares, and you need to determine which square comes next. The next square should be selected out of 4 possible choices. Choices A, B, C, and D. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the solution. Well, after close examination of all the choices, I think I got my answer. And I'm ready to unravel the problem-solving techniques together with you. I also think I have a tip for you on how to solve these types of challenges, and obviously invite you to share your brilliant ideas on how to solve it in comments so we can all learn. Our goal is to get to the solution in 4 simple steps. Let's start with the step 1. In step 1, we need to analyze the original sequence of squares to find the pattern. Let's take a close look at what we have. Even though all objects are squares, the 2 squares are 4 by 4, and the third square is 5 by 5. We also can see that all shapes have alternating colors. But you can see that the first shape starts with the darker square in the upper left corner, and the second square starts with the lighter square in the upper left corner. Now it's time to go to the step 2. In step 2, we need to visualize the final shape. Based on what we've just learned, our final shape should be 5 by 5 in size, with alternating colors, and should have a lighter small square in the upper left corner. There are two choices that match this option, choices B and C. Let's jump to step 3 and eliminate the incorrect options. Let's closely look at options B and C to examine options that are incorrect. As you can see, the option C is incorrect because the choice D2 is the extra dark object, which creates a cross. And this leads us to step 4, where we need to verify our answer. Once we've determined that what we believe is the final shape, let's double check it by comparing to the provided choices and ensure that it matches the pattern and colors to complete the shape. As you might have guessed, the correct answer here is choice B, because it matches all the criteria and continues the sequence. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you for helping us to become one of the largest YouTube channels to help people become smarter, increase your IQ, and to pass any test. If the content of this video was helpful, please make sure to click the like button to help YouTube algorithm promote this video and help other people to find it faster. Giving us a like is also a way for you to tell us that you need more content like this, and when you tell us, we will deliver it for you in the future. For links to free and premium resources, please check the description and comments of this video. You can also go directly to our website, howtoanalyzedata.net, to download the materials related to this topic. I really appreciate your endorsement, support, and patronage of this channel. And thank you for considering to become a member and considering to subscribe. Please leave feedback, suggestions, or corrections in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.